Welcome to another 10 to 10 for 10 training and leadership development. Today, we're going to talk about procrastination. Dun, dun, dun. You know, I'm going to be the first one to admit I procrastinate. Okay. Is there anybody else here that wants to admit it? I've admitted it. Are you willing to admit it?
I've done it.
Sure.
I was
Yeah,
really
I'm a
bad when I was
procrastinator.
younger.
Yep. It's something
Okay.
I
I
work with
do.
every day.
The
for
first
sure.
step to recovery is to admit it, right?
Right.
Right.
Okay. All right. So let me share my screen. And yeah, this is something I think we could all benefit from, learning ways to deal with that because we're human. We're going to have human experiences. That's pretty normal. And let me just kind of navigate this a little better here. All right. So let's go into Telegram. And this video right here, we played this during our pre-show contest reporting. The Only Way to Stop Procrastinating by Mel Robbins. And she's got a very, good idea. She starts out by saying, you don't really have a problem with procrastination. You have a problem with the habit of procrastinating. So she redefines it to begin with and provides a 3-step formula how to overcome, procrastinating something that's important. Okay. So she even talks about procrastinating making phone calls. So look, here's how it works. Okay, when you first join pool funding, it's like you're given an ice cube. Okay, what do ice cubes do if you set them out?
Melt.
Melt.
Right, they're gonna melt on you, right? So, basically, you can succeed on a small operating budget. We'll just say two to $300, right? You can succeed on a small operating budget within pool funding, given that you don't procrastinate. Okay. But if you do procrastinate, you might need to add another ice cube, right, to keep on going. We've always said that, look, don't depend on the pool. The pool's not meant to just, secure your life. Okay. Let's face it. We got people and we got things. Well, the pool's a thing. Okay. It's not a person. You can't call up the pool and say, hey man, help me out, like I mentioned in other videos. But you could do that with a sponsor, a real life sponsor. You can do that you can talk to your referrals, you can talk to the people above your sponsor, people below your referrals. These are people you can actually talk to, right? But you can't do that with the pool. So the pool's just a thing. Am I right?
Great.
I had a friend one time, at least I think I had a friend. I'm not sure because, it became very clear to me that things mattered more to him than people. And that came to a point where that included me. So at some point, I kind of had enough, because I didn't feel like I was being valued, right? But he had all kinds of junk. I mean, his mother was complaining that he was hoarding everything and filling up her garage with all kind of stuff because that's what mattered to him. And people, didn't get the proper treatment as far as I'm concerned, and he was nice, but at the same time, he didn't care, and at some point, it's not enough just to be nice. You know what I'm saying? So it didn't last as far as the friendship goes. So let's put people before things. Can we agree that there's power there? That people are more powerful than things? Can we agree on that?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, we can.
Okay. And it's very true in pool funding. So I don't know what happened over here, but all of a sudden my faucet, can you guys hear the faucet running? Speaking of
No.
water, okay,
No.
it just turned on by itself. I don't know what happened. Maybe some pressure came but it started surging. Excuse me, hey, can you turn the water off over here? Yeah, thank you. This is an interesting recording, but anyway. So no, to turn the water off. because I'm doing a recording right now and it's really loud for me. They can't hear it because I guess the beeps here, this noise cancellator works really good on it. So thank goodness for that. All right. So back to the point. So you're given like an ice cube. So here's what's going to happen. You're going to basically use, if you use the minimum, which is like a $200 USDT budget, you're going to use all of that in the first 3 days. Right, guys?
That's right.
Okay?
That's right.
That's why a lot of you are saying, make it more like 300. It gives you a little more buffer. But the idea is that during that 3 days, you know, I'm focused on those new people, right? You guys are reporting them to me in you know, during our, pre-show that we do, the new people, so that I'm making sure that they get like 9 payments, you know, within a few days of them signing up. So they're getting $90 back, right, out of the 200, right? And then we also know that with the, you know, the 3 accounts, you got the master and the 2 sub accounts. With that setup, that after you're qualified, it only takes out of pocket $10 a day to make the payments on all 3 of those accounts. We know this already, right?
Right.
And
Right.
the pool's rotating right now, you know, right now, 3-4 days, you know, it completes a rotation. So basically, if you can make payments for 9 days and the pool's rotating at 3 or 4 times per day, completing a rotation every 3 to 4 days, that's another 2 or 3 more payments. So you got 9 plus 2 or 3. That's the extent of this ice cube. This is the timeline that you have to work with to use that budget to succeed, at least signing up 2 people, and you know, we place those below the first sub account, right? At least get that done, because that creates positive cash flow, you know, from that point forward. Now you have at least $300 a month positive cash flow to kind of keep you sustained. Okay. And that's kind of like putting that ice cube back in the freezer. So once it's back in the freezer, it's not going to melt on you anymore, right? But until you get the 2, 1's not enough. You got to get 2. Okay. You don't break even with 1. You need 2. Okay. 2 real people. Okay. But once you have that, then, you know, the idea is that you're creating perpetual money that not only just, circulates, but it also, you know, expands. So you see more money coming into your wallet than what's going out of your wallet. And then that expansion, as you scale it up from the $10 pool to the $100 pool to the $1,000 pool, as you scale it up, you have the ability to turn it into massive funding. Okay, that's being, you know, doled out over a daily basis. So the melting ice cube, I actually pulled a picture. This is what we're going to use for the video, for the screenshot. But let's just look at this melting ice cube here for a second. Share. I've got it here. Okay, there we go. This is what we're going to use. All right. Well, there you go. It's a melting ice cube, right?
Right.
So this is how we want people to look at, you know, this operating budget. Okay. If you come in and completely procrastinate the first 2 weeks away, and you don't really even make an effort, or you don't, you know, make enough of an effort to secure at least 2 people within, say, the first 2 weeks, that you're probably going to end up with a need to add to that operating budget. In other words, a new ice cube, right?
Right.
Okay. So I was sharing my screen. You saw the ice cube, right?
Right.
Okay. So that's what we want people to know, and we'd like them to know that up front. In fact, when they watch the very first training video, it tells them that. It says right in that 11-minute video, the Fast Start training, that, you know, you want to make this happen as quickly as possible, because otherwise be prepared to add to that operating budget, because the operating budget is based on the we assert that you're going to make the effort as a result of following the training to bring people in. Now, some people, their warm market's not going to work. Okay, and I know that in our right now, if you go to our the account page where our training is, it's got a strong focus on that warm market approach, 1, 2, 3. Okay, but we've also added some training about contacting small business owner operator type businesses, carpet cleaners, painters, real estate agents. Honestly, the easiest one out of the 3 is going to be the real estate agent. You could use that script all over the US, calling real estate agents. It's okay if we fill up with a bunch of real estate agents in pool funding, I won't mind. You know, it's going to be okay. But basically, there's a lot of independent people out there that they're small business owners and they do the work themselves. You know, so they offer a service or something, and then and they also are the ones doing the service. There's lots of there's a whole bunch like that out there. You know. And we have an economic development script. You follow that script, you're basically, posturing yourself as part of a group that's about economic development. And the fact is, it's exactly what we're doing. We're just simply developing a completely different kind of economy. You know, the economy that we're launching is the luxury economy. That's the economy that we want to develop. Are you guys on board with building a luxury economy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You on board
Yes.
with that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, it's going to take economic development, and we're going to have to re-educate people on how they look at money, how they look at people, how they look at things. You know, we're going to have to kind of maybe have a different perspective, and we can offer that. You know, because it's much better than the idea that we all have to become dependent on the government, and we know the government's going to take good care of everyone, right? We know that,
Yeah.
right? Sorry about that Twitch. You know. Okay. So look, if the people can come together and unite around certain ideas, we can end up winning the day. That's the idea, right? And so pool funding is launching a whole way forward for us to go, we can take certain things that look like lemons and we could turn them into lemonade. Why not? Right? We can be all sour about how things look, or we can say, hey, opportunity to make lemonade. I think it's much more positive to try to say we can accept the world's going to change, but we're gonna make those changes work in our favor, not against us. We'll make the effort to do that. But in the meantime, at the individual level, we have our own little battle that we got to fight within ourselves. Okay. That battle of procrastination. And I am just as guilty as any one of you. So I'm not here on any pedestal, by the way, when it comes to procrastination. Okay. But every time I've procrastinated, I've always paid the price, because I always look at what could have been, what should have been. I look at it pretty carefully and go, yeah. I realize that as I overcome myself, that I'm winning for me. Okay. That is a win. And it's, so I would say I've made a lot of improvement. I've muchly improved, and I don't procrastinate everything. I'm down to a few things now that I procrastinate. But there are other things I'm Johnny on the spot. Right, guys?
Right.
Yes.
So
Right.
you can see that, I don't have a problem with showing up, and I don't have a problem working. But I do have things that, boy, oh boy, my life would be so much better if I'd stop procrastinating certain things.
Yeah.
And I know it, but there's that battle. We all got to fight that battle. And when it comes to pool funding, some of us, we're not used to, building teams, or we don't really, it's not something that we do naturally with maybe how our life was before pool funding. And this could be a new environment for some people coming into it. But hey, should we give up on those people? No, we want them to have a shot, but we want to be honest with them too, because we want them to be responsible for their part of this, right? So if they don't show up to training, and their ice cube melts down to nothing, right? You know, are we responsible to replace that ice cube, or are they or should they be responsible to replace that ice cube? What do you think?
They should be responsible
should
for
be.
replacing it.
Yeah.
And that's only fair, right? Because otherwise you end up with something that doesn't make sense anymore. You know what I'm saying? So absolutely, you know, each one of us that are individuals, if we want to be empowered and uplifted, if we don't do our part in order for that to happen, then we shouldn't expect the reward of the empowerment and the upliftment, right? But we should be happy
Right.
with whatever came to us in the meantime. And just associating with our group for about 2 weeks, I think a lot of people benefit from that. But you know, I want people to you know, hang in there. I want people like, you know, my ice cube melted. I put another ice cube in, and maybe that's what it takes to motivate them as they're putting new ice cubes in. They're thinking, I should get two. I should call some real estate agents. You know, I know, you know, my warm market, they're a bunch of, you know, ultra conventional, can't convince them to do anything that's, you know, innovative. And they're, you know, if that's your warm market, fine. Then go call a real estate agent. We have a script. If you don't know what script I'm talking about, reach out to me on Telegram. I'll give it to you. I'll even role play with you. Right, Edmund?
Yeah.
All right. You're Steve, I role play with people, right?
Yeah. That's right.
Okay, I'll do that with you. It's a short script, and basically you're just setting an appointment for the person to talk to me. Okay, for now until I replace myself. So, yeah, my Telegram's going a little crazy. I'm going to turn it off real quick because it's dinging at me. Anyway, so let's stop procrastinating when it comes to getting two. If you don't have two, okay, let's examine that and realize that procrastination is probably part of the problem. Okay. And let's get down to the nitty-gritty, because that ice cube's melting and we want you to have staying power. Okay. We want you to stick around. We love we you know, we don't want to see anybody go away. And even if a person's ice cube melts down, and they end up going away, like they're not paying anymore and they still want to hang around, they're welcome to do that too, by the way. You know, we're not going to push anybody out the door because they, you know, I'm just saying that if you like being around us, we welcome that. Okay. We do. But we want you to get funding out. The point of all this is for you to get funding. We want you to have a support team in your life. You know, we want this for you. But if procrastination is an issue, I know it is for me. I have to deal with it. And so if I have to deal with it, I'm really thinking most of you are probably dealing with it too. And that one video, it's a short one, 4 minutes long. She talks about how to overcome it. I like her approach. Let's try it. You know, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, reset. Okay. You can take that approach. So watch that video that's in the Telegram group. If you're doing procrastination, and just try out her experiment. She gives you a 5-minute experiment. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Do it, and then do what you're procrastinating for 5 minutes. See how that turns out. You know, seems like an easy way to approach overcoming procrastination, because she says it's not procrastination, it's the habit of procrastinating, and you just have to rearrange the habit. And once you have your 2, 3, 4 people, then it's a different story. At that point, you want to be more of a support role, you know, with the, you know, supporting them to each get their, you know, 2, 3, 4 people each, and so on. And that's how a team builds. Okay. And then once you see that happening, if you want to expand and you want to, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever, you want to add to what you're doing, that's fine. But be sure to, as you add, that anything you add is something you can support. Okay. Because this is probably the key to why pool funding is having the success it's already having so far, is because it seems like the support side of what we're doing is getting a lot of power. You guys are providing the proper power there, and I really appreciate that. So that's it, guys. You guys want to add to this discussion? Anything? Was it a good topic?
Yes.
Yes.
Very good topic.
Very good.
Okay, good. All right.
Ace,
Yes, go ahead.
Ace, here's a funny thing is I actually watched that video before coming into this meeting because it was the first thing I saw
Ah,
when I went to Telegram.
that's right.
And it was only a few minutes long. The funny thing about that is, gosh, like 10 years ago, I got an idea that was almost exactly like that, and I started doing it, and it really works.
Yeah.
It really works.
Well, I appreciate you lending credibility to that. Thank you for saying so. That's awesome. You're awesome, Greg. So let's do it. All right. Anybody else? Okay, good. Well, again, thank you all for coming live to our live training. It's every day at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're catching this on YouTube, we appreciate you too. And please give us a like, a subscribe, and a positive comment. Till next time, bye for now.